PowerPoint. Hello, Esmas. Tell me. Yes, Esmas. Please tell me. Hmm.
Remove me.
Just a second, students. Okay, Maz, you just mail me, okay, if there is an issue. Okay, fine. See you. Okay. Sorry, students. Actually, I have my exam today for your seniors, so I was a little busy because they are doing their exam now. So where are we? Okay, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are
Yes,
audible.
sir.
Yes,
Fine. I'm audible and
Yes,
you
sir.
can see my PowerPoint, I suppose, right?
Yes,
You can
sir.
see the
good
PowerPoint.
morning,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Fine. So without any delay, let us start today's lecture. So yeah, the subject is anatomy and physiology, and the subject code is BMLS 2004. And currently we are in the unit 2. In the unit 2, we have three topics, particularly the musculoskeletal system, respiratory system, and cardiovascular system. So we have already finished the musculoskeletal system. Then we came to the second topic, which is respiratory physiology. If you see the syllabus in the respiratory physiology, we have introduction, structure and function of lungs, then mechanism of breathing, respiration, and lung function tests, such as the vital capacities and the tidal volume has been given in the syllabus. So currently, we already finished the functional anatomy of the respiratory tract of both upper respiratory tract and the lower respiratory tract. Then now we are currently discussing the mechanism of breathing and respiration. So I will directly jump to the topic. So I'm just skipping all these basics. Yeah. So coming to the mechanism of breathing. Okay. So in the mechanism of breathing and respiration, these are the 5 steps that are involving. So the first one is ventilation. Followed after ventilation, we will have exchange of gases at lung level, which is also called external respiration. Then we have transport of gases. Then internal respiration, exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide at in between blood and tissues. Then we have the cellular respiration, which is consuming of this oxygen by glycolysis and Krebs cycle for the production of energy by the cell. So these are the 5 major steps of respiration. Um, I'm in the class. I'm in the class. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So these are the steps. So first we will have the ventilation or breathing in the lungs. So this is called ventilation or breathing, or simply exchange of or inhale of air. Inhale and exhale of air is called as ventilation or breathing. Then exchange of gases in between lung and blood at alveoli level. Okay, and this is called external respiration. After external respiration, these gases will be transported in the blood. So that third step is transport of gases. After transporting, now the exchange will happen in between blood and tissues, which is called internal respiration. After internal respiration, the last and final is cellular respiration, where the oxygen will be consumed or utilized by the cells. So these are the 5 steps of breathing and respiration. So is these 5 steps clear for everyone, students? Can anyone repeat all the 5 steps of mechanism of ventilation and respiration?
Ventilation.
Yes, ventilation. Then
So exchange of gases,
Exchange.
exchange of gases at lungs.
transport of
This is
gases,
called external
Transport
Sir,
of-
transport of oxygen.
transport
Yes,
of oxygen.
transport of respiratory gases. Very good.
So internal
Exchange gases between the blood and the body cells.
Very good. Between
The
blood and
in-
tissues. Then
A
fifth one,
cellular respiration.
cellular respiration. Very good. So these are the 5 steps of mechanism of ventilation and respiration. Then let us move to the next thing, which is ventilation and breathing. So first, let us discuss in detail about ventilation and breathing. It's very straightforward, students. So ventilation of breathing means ventilation or breathing. It is a mechanism of inhaling air and exhaling of air. So what the textbook saying is, so breathing is a movement of thorax expansion and deflation of lungs and flow of air into lungs from the and from the lungs. It is extracellular energy consumption and physical process. Some of the inspiration and expiration is called as respiratory movement. These are of 2 steps. Inspiration and expiration. Inspiration means intake of fresh air into lungs from outside. It is an active process. Blood pressure increases during the latter part of respiration. Whereas expiration means outflow of air from lungs. Blah blah blah. It is just as boring description of the a very basic phenomenon of lungs. Okay, so I will concise this into a flow chart and kindly watch over the flow chart and pay attention. Okay, pay attention to the flow chart. So this flow chart is very important for understanding the breathing or ventilation. Okay, so basically what happens is, students, so first there is a diaphragm. Okay, there is a muscle which is attached to the rib cage. Sound. Just a second, students. Sound check one minute. Sorry. Problems. Okay. Okay. So this one. So first, what happens is this. There is a muscle called diaphragm, students. This muscle will contract. When the muscle contracted, see, when the muscle is contracting inside, the rib cage will expand. Expansion of rib cage will happen. Okay. So the thoracic cavity will be increased. So due to increased thoracic cavity, the lungs will automatically expand. So the lungs will follow the empty space and they will occupy the empty space within the thoracic cavity. So lung will expand. So when the lung expands, the air within the lung will be dropped. The air pressure within the lung will be dropped. Okay, because now there is a excessive space. Okay, there is more space and less air. Okay, so the air pressure will be decreased. Due to this decreased air pressure, you must know one basic concept, students. One important basic. Let me stop this. You need to know the movement of air or movement of gases. So the movement of gases always happens from higher area to the lesser area, or high pressure area to the less pressure area. I will give you one idea about this. Okay. Inside this, deodorant, the pressure will be high. Right, the pressure is very high in this container. So whenever I'm releasing the nozzle, what will happen? Whether outside air enters inside or inside air comes outside, what will happen when I release the nozzle? Whether inside air comes outside.
So outside air goes inside. So
Outside
that's why
air in.
I will kill you. Who is
Sir,
that? Arman? So
Sir,
someone
Aman.
Sir, inside there is no air, no, sir. There is just that liquid, sir. What is that, sir?
when I release
The
this
volatile
nozzle, what will happen? Outside air
Oh,
will go inside. Is that so? Is
Oh,
it so?
No, sir. No, sir.
Sir, opposite होगा.
Yes,
What?
inside air will come outside, not outside air. Okay. inside the pressure is high and outside pressure is less. So the direction of air movement will be from high pressure to the low pressure. So here the movement will be outside to the external environment. Do you got the concept? The movement of air will be from always from higher area, high concentration area to the less concentration area, or high pressure area to the less pressure area. Is that clear for you?
Yes.
Or okay, I will
Yes,
tell
sir.
you. Yes, that is correct. Or if I have an okay, I will tell that scenario later. Let me show here. Let me share my PowerPoint with you. Okay. So now you got a concept that air will always move from high pressure area to the less pressure area. So I'm summarizing all the steps again. So first what happened is the diaphragm contracted. Due to contraction of this diagram, the thoracic cavity has been expanded. Due to expansion of thoracic cavity, the lungs will be expanded. Due to expansion of lungs, the surface area within the lungs will be increased. Due to increased surface area, the pressure, the air pressure will be decreased. Okay. Due to decreased air pressure, now in the lungs we have decreased air pressure or less air pressure, and in the atmosphere, that means in the outside, we will have high air pressure. Now tell me the movement of air. What will be the movement of air? Decreased air pressure in the lungs and high pressure in the outside. So the air will enter from outside to the inside the lungs, because outside the air pressure is high and inside air pressure is low. So the movement will always will be from high pressure to the low pressure. So the air will automatically come inside the lungs because of this pressure variation. Because outside pressure is high and the inside pressure is low. So automatically air will come inside because of this pressure variation. Okay. After coming air into the lungs, now what will happen is this diaphragm will relax. This diaphragm will it will relax. That means it will go to its original position. So when it is relaxing, the thoracic cavity will be decreased. Due to decreased thoracic cavity, what will happen? The air will be pumped out. Okay, so it will cause inhalation. Then when it is relaxed, the air will come outside. So that is the mechanism of breathing, students. Okay, so when the diaphragm contracted, we will inhale the air, and when the diaphragm relaxed, we will exhale the air. So that is what shown in this diagram. And literally, we are trying to explain this phenomenon by verbally, by step. So that's it. It is a very basic thing, and that we have shown in a flow chart. So what this flow chart telling is all the steps are concised into two major divisions. One is inspiration events, and other one is expiration events. So in inspiration event, the first one will be enlargement of thoracic cavity due to contraction of diaphragm. Okay, here they said muscles of inspiration, or simply you can say enlargement of thoracic cavity due to contraction of diaphragm. So the diaphragm contracted, due to that the thoracic cavity has been enlarged. So is first point clear
Sir,
for everyone?
diaphragm, sir, diaphragm is the muscle of inspiration.
Huh?
Sir, diaphragm is the only muscle of inspiration.
Yes, absolutely. Diaphragm is extensively used for inspiration or for breathing. That is correct.
Only, sir, it is the only muscle used in inspiration.
No, it is not only the muscle. There are other muscles involved in the rib cage. In between rib cage, there are muscles called intercostal muscles. Even intercostal muscles will support this diaphragm activity. Actually,
Yes, sir,
it is.
sir, because
Yeah.
the rib cage will go secondary, sir, that
Yes.
secondary movement. So that's why I'm asking you, sir, is it only
Yes.
muscle?
The primary muscle will be diaphragm, and there are secondary involvement by supporting structures such as intercostal muscles, which are present in between the rib cage. Actually, I just simplified the topic. Okay, rather than going in detail, I'm just outlining the topic. Okay. Yes, I'm agreeing with you. There are intercostal muscles involvement. That is why they said muscles of inspiration rather than saying muscle of diaphragm. Okay. So anyway, you got my point, right? So due to contraction of these inspiratory muscles, the thoracic cavity will be enlarged. So due to contraction of this diaphragm, thoracic cavity enlarged. Then second one is lungs follows the enlargement of thoracic cavity and expand. Now the lungs will expand due to enlarged thoracic cavity. Lungs will become larger. They will expand. Okay. So lungs also expanded. After lung expansion, as I said, internal area, the surface area will be increased inside the lungs, and that eventually results in decreased pressure, decreased air pressure. So expansion of lungs leads to reduction of air pressure within the lungs than the atmospheric pressure. Compared to outside pressure, inside the lung pressure will be decreased because of this expansion of lungs. Okay, so the air pressure within the lungs will be decreased. Now, due to this decreased air pressure, air from outside where pressure is high will come inside the lungs. So now the pressure of air will be excessive in the outside. So the movement of air will be like this to inside lungs. Here it is low pressure in the lungs and high pressure in the outside. So due to this, the movement of air will be from outside to inside. Okay. So air from outside where pressure is high comes inside the lungs. So after coming air into the lungs, now this contraction will be stopped. This contraction of diaphragm will be stopped. Now the diaphragm will start relaxing. When the diaphragm started relaxing, the inspiratory muscles will relax. That means the diaphragm has been relaxed and it is recoiled. Recoiled means it came to its original position. Due to that, the lungs will shrink. Now the size of lungs will be decreased. So when the lungs are decreased, what will happen? The pressure inside the lungs will be increased. It is just like this container, students. Now, due to decreased space, the pressure will be increased. You know, it is a very basic. So when we contract in something, the pressure will be increased and outside pressure will be decreased. So air pressure within the lungs will be increases atmospheric air pressure, and the air will come outside, and that results in exhalation. So that's it. So these are the steps of or mechanism of breathing. Is these steps clear for everyone? It is all about pressure variations. The pressure variation in the lungs and in the outside. So in the beginning, what happened? The diaphragm has been contracted. Due to the contraction of this diaphragm, the thoracic cavity expanded. Due to expansion of thoracic cavity, the lungs has been expanded. Due to expansion of lungs, the air pressure decreased inside the lungs. Now there is a variation between pressures. The air in the lungs is less and air pressure in the outside is high. So the movement of air will be from outside to inside. After coming air into the lungs, now the diaphragm will be stopped. The contraction of diaphragm will be stopped and the diaphragm will start relaxing. When the diaphragm relaxes, what will happen? The lungs will shrink. The pressure inside the lungs will be increased, comparatively increased in comparison with outside pressure. So compared to outside pressure, inside lung pressure is increased. Due to that, the movement of air will be outside. So we will exhale. So these are the steps of or mechanism of breathing or ventilation. I hope it is clear. If you're still confused, I can't do anything. This is my level best. Why silent, students, everyone? Is the concept clear for everyone? Any confusions?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Yes, yes.
Can anyone? I need an assistance. Okay, can anyone explain the same thing in Hindi so everyone can understand? Anyone voluntarily can explain the same steps in Hindi in your own language, whatever way you feel comfortable. Anyone?
May I?
Anyone?
May
I will be happy. Can anyone explain mechanism of breathing in Hindi to me?
Sir, I will. Sir.
Yes, please go ahead. Please explain mechanism of breathing in Hindi. Yeah.
So just a minute, sir. I'll see the words.
Or just tell in your own words so everyone can understand. See, I'm giving good opportunity. This is the time where you can shine. You can show your talents.
देखो भाई, मैकेनिज्म ऑफ ब्रीदिंग, सांस कैसे लेना है, कैसे छोड़ना है, ठीक है। तो सबसे पहले जो होगा हम लोग का जो एटमॉस्फेरिक एयर होगा, जो बाहर हवा है, सब सुन रहे हैं ना?
हाँ सुन रहे हैं, तुम बोलो।
हाँ भाई सुन रहे भाई।
ठीक है, तो जो बाहर का हवा है वो अंदर कैसे आएगा लंग्स में? लंग्स में सबसे पहले कैसे आएगा? जब हम लोग सांस अंदर लेते हैं सबसे पहले उस प्रोसेस को बोलते हैं इंस्पिरेशन। जो हम लोग सांस अंदर लिए है अपना लंग्स में, जब हवा जा रहा है तो उसको बोलते हैं इंस्पिरेशन। अब इंस्पिरेशन कैसे होता है? तो हम लोग का जो बाहर का जो प्रेशर है हवा का वो ज्यादा होता है, और लंग्स के अंदर प्रेशर जो होता है कम होता है। ठीक है, क्योंकि जब हम लोग
ठीक है।
सांस लेते हैं, हम लोग सांस नाक से टाना। ठीक है, अब जब हम लोग नाक से सांस टाकते हैं, तुम लोग नॉर्मली अभी करके देखो तो तुम लोग का छाती फूल जाएगा, थोड़ा एक्सपैंड हो जाएगा।
हम्म,
ठीक है, क्यों होगा? क्योंकि जो जब हम लोग अंदर लिया है ना जब सांस, तो हम लोग का जो मसल है डिप केज के नीचे है वो ऊपर आएगा और लंग्स को पुश करेगा कि वो हो जाए, फूल जाए, थोड़ा एक्सपैंड हो जाए, तो उसमें जगह बन जाएगा। और जब कोई चीज का जगह बन जाएगा तो खाली जगह क्रिएट हो जाएगा उसके अंदर, क्योंकि वो बड़ा हो गया। तो जब उसके अंदर खाली जगह क्रिएट हो जाएगा तो प्रेशर कम हो गया, तो जो हवा है वो अंदर आ जाएगा। ठीक है, अब अंदर आ गया, बाहर का जो हवा है अंदर आ गया, ये हम लोग का इंस्पिरेशन हो गया। ठीक है,
ठीक है।
और जैसे इंस्पिरेशन हुआ कंट्रैक्शन हुआ, अब इंस्पिरेशन होते ही रुक गया, मतलब हम लोग सांस अंदर लिया एक बार रुक गया, मतलब और ज्यादा एक्सपेंड नहीं होगा, एक मिनट तक एक्सपेंड होके रुक गया। अब एक एक लिमिट तक पहुंच गया। ठीक है, इससे ज्यादा एक्सपेंड नहीं होगा, मतलब इम्पल्स आया सीएनएस से, सीएनएस तो पता ही होगा सबको, जो हम लोग को वो मिलता है, ऑर्डर मिलता है समझ लो एक टाइप से हम लोग का, जो वो होता है जितना भी ऑर्गन्स होता है जो भी हम लोग का बॉडी में काम हो रहा है सबको सीएनएस से ऑर्डर मिला है, समझ लो शरीर के अंदर का बाप है वो। ठीक है, अब हम लोग करेगा एक्सपीडिशन, अब हवा वापस भी भेजना है, फुला के थोड़ी ना रखना है छाती के अंदर में। तो इंस्पिरेटरी मसल जो होगा उन लोग रिलैक्स हो जाएगा, रिलैक्स हो गया मतलब वापस अपना जगह में जाएगा। जब जो डायफ्राम होगा वो वापस अपना जगह में जाएगा तो क्या होगा? लंग्स वापस अंदर श्रिंक हो जाएगा, श्रिंक हो जाएगा मतलब सिकुड़ जाएगा, वापस नॉर्मल अपना साइज में आ जाएगा। जब साइज में आ गया अपने आप, तो हम लोग का अंदर हवा बढ़ गया, तो हम लोग का अंदर ज्यादा प्रेशर हो गया। जब हवा बढ़ गया तो प्रेशर अंदर ज्यादा हो गया ना, और बाहर का प्रेशर कम हो गया। तो हम लोग जब छोड़ेगा तो अंदर जब वो छोटा होगा तो प्रेशर बाहर पुश करेगा ना हवा को। नॉर्मली तुम जो बोतल में पानी भरा होगा बोतल दबाएगा और बोतल का ढक्कन में छेद कर देगा तो पिचकारी जैसे नहीं निकलेगा पानी, वैसे हवा निकल गया। ठीक है, और एटमोस्फेयर में चला गया, तो वापस जब हवा गया उसको एक्सपीडिशन एक्सपीडिशन बोलते हैं। तो वो इंस्पिरेशन था जब हवा अंदर गया, और एक्सपीडिशन जब हवा बाहर गया। समझ गया सब कोई?
Very good, Aman.
हम्म।
Excellent explanation. Well
Sir,
done.
can we clap for Aman?
अरे ठीक है मतलब
Any more doubt, students? He explained very well, actually. Aman did a fantastic job in explaining, actually. Well done, Aman.
थैंक यू
So,
सर।
yes. So, everyone clear, right, with the concept of a mechanism of breathing
Yes,
or
sir.
ventilation? Very good.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you, Aman, for helping me. So, very good.
थैंक यू सो
So,
मच।
next, yeah. So, next is second. What is the second step, students, after breathing or ventilation? What is the second step? Tell me.
Extend of gases.
Gas
Yes, exchange
exchanger.
of, yes, very good. Exchange of gases in between lungs and the blood, which is called external respiration. So
एक्सटर्नल रेस्पिरेशन।
external respiration, very straightforward, students. Here also pressure differences are very important. Okay, pressure differences are very important. Before telling about this alveoli or this diagram, I want to tell you about these pressures. So let me just check them and let me tell in a very simple way to you. 10440, then we have 4640, 10440, 4640, 46. 46, 10440. Okay. Let me take one whiteboard here. Just a second. Let me take one whiteboard. 104, 40, 46, 40. Got it. Pay attention, everyone. Utmost attention. Okay. How can I start? Okay. So this is a tissue. Okay, this is a cell. So this is a cell, and this is let me erase it. This is a blood vessel. So this is blood vessel. Okay.
सर आप व्हाइट बोर्ड यूज कर रहे हो क्या सर?
Mic muted.
Are you using whiteboard, sir?
Yes, I'm using whiteboard. Can't you see it?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
I
sir.
can't see it.
Arey yaar.
No,
Okay,
sir.
okay. I thought you were seeing this whiteboard. Okay, let me see again. Can you see this whiteboard now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. Arey yaar. Okay, this is lung only. Okay, left lung actually. Left lung will have only 2 lobes. Okay, then I should draw like this, right? Actually, it's wrong in the diagram. Okay. There should be a cliff like this for a left lung. Here I will draw a face. Okay. Okay, listen to me, students, very carefully. Now I'm going to tell you about the pressures. So let me label these parts very simply. So this is a lung, this is a blood vessel, this is blood vessel, and this is cell. Okay, this is cell. Now here I want to draw one more thing, which is venous blood. Venous blood means vein. I'm drawing one vein also. So this is vein. Okay, yeah, this is vein. Now outside this lungs, okay, outside this lung means this is atmosphere, maybe this mouth. Okay, this mouth outside is outside atmosphere. Now in the outside atmosphere, the pressure of oxygen, okay, these pressures are measured by okay, PO2. They will say pressure of oxygen, they will say PO2. That means pressure of atmospheric pressure of oxygen in the atmosphere is 104, students. 104. This pressure is measured by millimeters of mercury. Millimeters of mercury means we will connect a pipe to this a mercury column tube. Okay, that is called manometer. So there we can see okay, when there is a pressure, the mercury will increase in that manometer, and where it stopped, there we will take the reading. Okay, that is why this pressure is always measured by millimeter of mercury. So that is why it is called as mmHg. Millimeter. Hg means mercury. Okay, mercury's periodic table symbol is Hg. I hope you know these basics. So the atmospheric pressure of oxygen in the atmosphere is 104 mmHg. PO2 pressure in the atmosphere is 104 mmHg. This value you need to by heart like hell. You need to remember this value very, this is very important. Okay, are you listening to me? Are you following
Yes,
my
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. So the atmospheric pressure of oxygen is 104 mmHg in the atmosphere. Okay, then what is the atmospheric pressure of carbon dioxide? So the carbon dioxide atmospheric pressure is PCO2. Okay, PCO2 value I'm writing here. Okay, so PCO2 value is 40 mmHg. 40 mmHg. So this is the normal pressures of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. In the बाहर atmosphere पे the oxygen का pressure 104 mmHg होता है और carbon dioxide का 40 mmHg होता है. Is that clear for everyone? Now when I say atmosphere, That means the pressure in the lungs, students, in the lungs, the normal pressure of oxygen will be 104 and carbon dioxide will be 40. Sometimes in the textbooks, they will say in the atmosphere, or in some textbooks, they will say lungs. Actually, lungs or atmosphere is same because our lungs are directly in contact with atmospheric pressure by this nasal and trachea route. So either it is in the lungs or in the atmosphere, the pressures are same, which is oxygen is 104, whereas carbon dioxide 40. Okay. Now listen. Now this 104 oxygen came into the in the tissues. In the tissues, let us see, for example, let us assume now this 104 oxygen entered into the arterial blood. So in the arterial blood, the oxygen level will be 104 only. Okay, same atmospheric oxygen pressure present in the arterial blood. Now this arterial blood is connected to a cell. So there is a cell, and this cell consumed this oxygen. This cell consumed this oxygen. Okay, maybe it is consumed this oxygen by glycolysis and by Krebs cycle. So after consuming this oxygen, now the oxygen levels in the cell will be dropped. The oxygen levels in the cell will be dropped to maybe 40 mmHg. 40 mmHg. So now the oxygen level in the cells has been decreased to 40 mmHg. Now this decreased oxygen level will come to the veins. Okay, I'm just telling about oxygen only. Keep in mind. Now in the veins, the oxygen pressure has been dropped to 40 mmHg. 40 mmHg. Now this vein is connected to the lungs again. This venous blood will come to the lungs. Now in the venous blood, in the lungs, what is the pressure of oxygen? It is 40 mmHg. In the lungs, the oxygen pressure is 40 mmHg. That means in the venous blood of the lungs, the oxygen pressure is 40. Is that clear for you? And in the arterial blood or in the atmospheric pressure of oxygen is 104. Now just tell me the direction of movement of this gas. What will happen? Automatically in the lungs, always we will have 40 mmHg oxygen only, because most of the oxygen has been consumed in the cells. So the oxygen pressure is less in the lungs. So because of this less oxygen pressure, automatically the higher oxygen, which is 104, will come inside the lungs. So that is how the exchange of oxygen happens at lung level. Is that clear for you? Now the atmosphere oxygen level is 104, students. Okay, and inside the lungs, in the venous blood of lungs, the oxygen is only 40 mmHg. So the movement of oxygen will be from outside to inside. This happened automatically. So this is how the oxygen will circulate, will exchange from lungs to the blood. Because in the blood, the oxygen level is 40, and in the lungs, the oxygen level is 104. So automatically, oxygen will move from lungs to the blood. Is this clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts? No, right? When I say any doubts, no one speaking, that means you have doubts.
सर एक बार
No, sir.
बता दो सर ये
I'm telling again, very simple, students, listen. Imagine 104 oxygen came into blood. After coming this oxygen into blood, you forgot how it came. First, you have 104 oxygen, and this oxygen went to the tissues, and tissues consumed oxygen. Tissues consumed the oxygen, so the oxygen levels has been dropped. Oxygen levels in the blood has been dropped to 40. In the venous blood, actually, in the venous blood, the oxygen level is only 40. Okay, now this venous blood will present in the lungs. So in the lung, the blood oxygen level is 40, and outside the lung, the atmospheric oxygen level will be 104. So higher pressure in the lungs and lower pressure in the blood. So the movement of gas will be from high pressure to low pressure. So 104 oxygen will move towards the blood automatically. So the movement of gases happens automatically because of these pressure variations. That's it. Actually, there is no miracle or there is no involvement of God. This is just a pure physics. Only because of this variation of this pressure variations, the gases are exchanging. See how beautiful it is actually. So automatically this will happen in the body. So even it is out of the control of nervous system. It is just purely based on the physics. This exchange of gases happening actually in the body. So we are taking it, and the oxygen level dropped in the body, in the blood. So in order to compensate that less oxygen level, higher oxygen, that means outside oxygen will come inside automatically. So it will happen repeatedly. That is why in the organisms where they don't have this lungs, still they can they can breathe because of these pressure variations. Okay, in the frogs actually, frogs will breathe through their skin. Can you mute yourself, whoever it is? Okay.
Sir, in the end, sir, when
You know,
the deoxygenated blood will go to lungs. So what will the pressure in the lungs?
I'm sorry,
Sir,
Aman, I
after the
didn't.
veins, so after the veins, the blood will go again to the lungs, no, sir.
Yes, it will go to lungs.
So then inside the lungs, the pressure will be 40 mmHg. At last, in the end.
In the lungs, what are you trying to say?
Sir, in veins, the oxygen pressure is 40 mm of Hg, na, sir.
40. In the veins, it is 40, and in the lungs, it is
Sir,
104. So exchange will
Sir,
happen.
from veins to lungs, again it will become 104.
Now these veins are connected to arteries. So that is the junction in the alveoli. In the alveoli, what happens is a vein will connect to an artery. So this vein will dump, it will dump carbon dioxide. I will tell carbon dioxide cycle also. Meanwhile, in the vein, the oxygen level also decreased to 40. So now the higher 104 oxygen will come into this vein, and there is something called anastomosis. Anastomosis means it is the point where a vein will connect to the artery. Now this oxygen will automatically comes to an artery. Okay, in each and every alveoli of the lung, a vein and artery has been connected. So this oxygen will go to the artery actually, and all of this oxygenated blood will be diverted to the pulmonary arteries, and it will connect it to the heart. That is called pulmonary veins. I will tell that later. Okay, you just remember,
Okay, sir.
in the alveoli there will be one vein and one artery. So that's it. You just stay there, Aman. I will come to your point later. Meanwhile, let me tell the cycle of the carbon dioxide now. So now you are clear with oxygen cycle, right? So in the atmosphere, oxygen is 104. In the tissues will consume the oxygen. So the oxygen has been dropped to 40 mmHg because of this low oxygen levels in the blood, or this pressure variation. The higher oxygen will move, exchange into the blood automatically in the lungs. This is clear for everyone, right? Shall I move forward to the carbon dioxide now? Now I'm clearing everything, and now I will tell the carbon dioxide. Arey yaar, how to redo it? Is there redo option? Arey yaar. Okay, fine. Okay, this is lung. This is a blood vessel. And this is cell. Okay. Now, what is the atmospheric carbon dioxide pressure? Tell me PCO2
40
pressure.
mmHg. 40
Okay.
mmHg.
Very good. PCO2 is 40 mmHg. Okay, very good. Now listen, students. This is 40 mmHg. This entered into lungs somehow. Okay. Now this will enter into blood. So here also it is 40 mmHg. Now it will go to the tissues. In the tissues, the carbon dioxide levels will be increased. Tissues will consume more oxygen, and carbon dioxide will be dumped. Okay. Now the carbon dioxide value in the tissues will be 46 mmHg. So they will generate more carbon dioxide actually. Okay. Tissues will generate more carbon
Excuse me,
dioxide.
sir.
It's a basic fact. Yes, yes.
Sir, someone remove me, sir.
Someone removing who? What is your name?
Sir, Deepak Kumar.
Deepak Kumar. I will make you attend it right now. Just a second.
सर मुझे किसी ने रिमूव किया, मैं सर कह रहा हूँ.
Deepak, now you are already an attendee. Now no one can remove you. Okay. Hereafter, no one can remove. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. Who is this? Bharti, you too, same problem
Sir.
for you?
Yes, sir. It's 3 times.
It is third time. Okay. Now I made you an attendee. So no one can remove you. Okay. Fine. Yeah. So this is what I'm telling. No matter how many times I say, you don't have any, I don't know who is that culprits, idiots. Okay, leave it. Please see what to students. See, you're changing my mood. I'm not getting interest to teach. Don't do such things, okay? Okay, carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere is 40 students. Now this carbon dioxide came into the blood and it went to the tissues. At the tissues, the carbon dioxide levels will be increased because tissues generate more carbon dioxide because of metabolism. Okay. Ultimately, in the metabolism, you will get the tissues will generate carbon dioxide. Now this carbon dioxide will come to the vein. Okay. Now this carbon dioxide come to the vein. In the vein, the carbon dioxide levels are 46, and this veins connected to the lungs. Now in the lungs, the carbon dioxide level is 46. Okay, 46 mmHg. Remember this value very carefully. When I say lung, it is actually an alveoli. Okay, so in the alveoli or in the lungs, the pressure of carbon dioxide is 46. Now tell me the direction of movement of this gas, students. The movement of gas is always from higher area to the lower area. Higher to lower. What is the pressure of oxygen in the atmosphere? 40 mmHg. And what is the pressure of
40.
carbon dioxide in the lungs?
46.
46. Now what will be the direction? What will be the
From
direction?
lung to the head.
From lungs to the air outside. So automatically carbon dioxide will be dumped outside because of this pressure variation. It will be automatically exchanged because of that pressure variations. Automatically this carbon dioxide will be exchanged in between the lungs and the blood, in between the blood and lungs at alveoli. And this is how the exchange of gases happens. And this concept is called as external respiration. This external expiration happens at the level of alveoli, in between alveoli and blood, because of these pressure variations. And this is the concept that I was trying to tell you. Now let us see this diagram. This diagram represents an alveoli. This is an alveoli. Okay. To this alveoli, it is surrounded by a vein and a vein and an artery. Now this vein. What is the pressure in the vein, students? Oxygen pressure. Tell me oxygen pressure in the veins.
Sir, 40.
40. And what is the
40
pressure of
and
oxygen outside? What is the pressure of
Sir,
oxygen
104.
outside? 104. What will be the movement of
104.
oxygen now?
Sir, from
And what
outside
will
to
be the-
vein.
Yes, see, from alveoli to veins, oxygen has came here because of this pressure variation, right? Now, what will be the pressure of carbon dioxide? class 12:30 వరకు నేను చూస్తున్నాను, వాళ్ళ మెసేజ్ రెస్పాండ్ అవుతున్నాను. ఓకే 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 సార్. Okay, sir. Actually, my exam is going on, students. I'm getting little calls regarding it. Anyway, what I'm telling here, the carbon dioxide levels in the vein will be, what will be the carbon dioxide levels? It will be 46 mmHg.
46.
Right?
Sir, 46.
And outside it is only 40.
40.
So automatically the carbon dioxide will be released outside into the environment because of this pressure variation. That's it, students. This is all about exchange of gases. Either it is at alveoli level or at in the blood and tissues level. If you know the values of this PO2 and PCO2 values in atmosphere and in the tissues, then you can write this topic by yourself. It is just because of these variations in the pressures, the exchange of gases happens. Either it can be a external respiration or it can be an internal respiration. And that transport is mediated. We are saying that blood is transport these gases, right? Actually, it is the red blood cells, or precisely hemoglobin, that is transporting this oxygen or carbon dioxide. Hello? Yes. What is the issue exactly? Tell me. Okay, I will check the WhatsApp. Okay, actually now I'm in the class. Within 5 minutes, I will respond to you. Okay, just give me 5 minutes. Okay, yeah. Just a second, students. Let me check the issue. Okay. I will show you one diagram. Kindly watch the diagram, students. Or whatever I said so far, that is concised in this diagram. Actually, I will show you that diagram. Yeah, this one. So just to go through this diagram once. Yeah, just watch this diagram, everyone. Neelangshi, it is saying that you are logged in both computer and mobile. Now you need to log out in one device. Then it will be opened. Either you need to log out. You already logged out. Then have you tried in the mobile? So you are not using any other devices other than this computer and laptop, right? Are you sure? Just check where maybe it is open in other tabs of your browser. Just check it, okay? If not, I will do it. You just check again and okay, just try. I'm giving you 5 minutes. Okay, students. Now this diagram is representing. Are you listening to me? Sorry for disturbances. I'm really sorry.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I think Alam, you need not to turn on your camera. You can stop your camera, Alam. Okay, so here this picture is showing like this, students. If you imagine heart like this, in the left side, in the right side of the heart, it will have deoxygenated blood. I hope you know this fact. Okay, so in the left side of heart, you will have deoxygenated blood. So let me draw it with blue color. Okay, so this is deoxygenated blood. Now this deoxygenated blood will be pumped to the this deoxygenated blood will come here and it will go like this and it will go to the lungs. Okay, now this deoxygenated blood goes to the lungs. Then in the lungs, deoxygenated blood will become oxygenated blood, and that oxygenated blood will come to the left side of the heart. And in the left side of heart, you will see oxygenated blood like this. So they are showing right side of the heart and left side of the heart. In the left side, you will see what they are saying. Let me go through this diagram once. So this is arterial end. So in the arterial end, the oxygen, okay, this is pulmonary. Let us assume this is a lung. In the lung, the oxygen level is 102, 104 or 102, that is common, okay? And the carbon dioxide level is 40 mmHg. Okay, now it is connected to the venous end, and in the venous end, okay, so the oxygen is 104. Okay, and carbon dioxide is 40. Now it entered to the left side of the heart. Then after in the left side of the heart, it entered to the tissue. In the tissue, oxygen level has been dropped to 40 and carbon dioxide level has been increased, correct? Then it entered to the right side of the heart. So in the right side of the heart, oxygen level is 40 and carbon dioxide level is 46. So because of this, low oxygen level, so it will move like this, and carbon dioxide is high, so it will move outside. Okay, yeah, there is one exception. I forgot to tell you this exception. Let me keep one picture to you. Okay, let me keep one picture to you. Let me take it from web. Circulation, pulmonary circulation. Yeah, correct. This one or this one. Just wait, I will show you one diagram, then you will get idea. Yeah. Okay. This one. Can you see any diagram on the screen, students? Can you see this diagram?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Pulmonary
Yes.
circulation.
Yeah. Listen, students, there is one huge exception in our body. I will tell you what is that exception. I forgot to tell you actually this one to you. See, deoxygenated blood will come to the heart from superior vena cava and from inferior vena cava to the right side of the heart. Okay. Now this deoxygenated blood will be subjected to the lungs. This deoxygenated blood is subjected to the lungs by a, usually you just tell me one statement, students. Oxygenated blood will present in arteries or veins? Arteries, right? But that is the exception in a heart. Okay. Now, a vein, okay, okay, this is a pulmonary artery. This pulmonary artery will carry deoxygenated blood.
Yes, sir.
Pulmonary artery will carry deoxygenated blood. And after that, this deoxygenated blood will be get oxygenated, and oxygenated blood will enter into the heart by pulmonary vein. In the vein, you will see oxygenated blood, whereas in artery, you will see deoxygenated blood. This is the only exception in pulmonary circulation. Yes, Neelangshi? Nothing is happened. Still, you are unable to open your exam, right? 2 minutes, okay? Within 2 minutes, I will grant you permission, okay? Just a second. That's it, students. Okay, if you understand this this concept, this diagram, you can understand why the veins are in red color and why the veins are in blue color. Sorry, why veins are in. This is confusing to me. Veins are in.
So blue. So blue.
Yeah. Veins are in red and arteries are in blue. This is arteries actually, but arteries they are showing in blue because in the heart arteries will carry deoxygenated blood. Okay, and in the heart veins will carry oxygenated blood. Okay, veins will carry oxygenated blood, whereas arteries will carry deoxygenated blood. This is the only exception in pulmonary circulation actually. Is that clear? That is why even though they are saying artery, in the artery the pressure of oxygen is reduced. That means here there is carbon dioxide blood. Okay, pulmonary artery. This is pulmonary artery and this is pulmonary vein. In the pulmonary vein you will see oxygenated blood, whereas in the pulmonary artery you will see deoxygenated blood. This is the only exception. Okay, I hope the concept is clear for everyone.
Sir, the reason is because anything that takes blood from the heart is artery and brings blood to the heart is vein. So that is why this exception is there.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, yeah, correct. Thank you, students. You got the concept. I'm hoping. Actually, I'm a little busy with the exam work. Okay, can I end this session? I will revise this topic again tomorrow. Okay, you just go through this topic once. Okay, thank you very much, students.
Thank you, sir.
I'm ending this
Thank you.
session.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes. See
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Yes, see you, students.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.